there guys, and welcome back. As always, it's a pleasure to have you guys join me as we dive into some more Harry Potter news here on the channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the series cost, the budget, and how much it's going to set HBO back for this Harry Potter series. And reportedly, the budget is going to be anywhere from $2 to $8 billion. I'll say that again, potentially $2 to $8 billion. That's so insane for the cost of a series here, potentially being even more expensive than Amazon's Rings of Power series, which is currently set the bar for the most expensive show ever. This could surpass that, which is mind-blowing when you think about it. But anyway, let's get into this article and start breaking down these figures and see exactly what's going on with the reported budget here. So this comes to us from theparkplace.com. HBO Harry Potter series alleged to cost between 2 to 8 billion, reported by the Daily Mail. Budget discrepancies explode as audience challenge mount from all sides. Okay, so let's start breaking down this information here. The upcoming Harry Potter television series for HBO could be one of the most expensive shows in television history, with reports from the Daily Mail of an astronomical budget. According to the Daily Mail, each episode of the series is expected to cost a staggering $75 million, which is more than 100 million in US dollars. However, this figure contradicts earlier reporting by the outlet. So yeah, if it is in fact true that each episode comes out to more than 100 million, that would be more expensive than Amazon's Lord of the Rings show. But 100 million, that's a big Hollywood budget, blockbuster budget there. And that's going to be for each episode. The price of a Hollywood movie for one episode of this show. I can't even wrap my head around it. It's just crazy, crazy stuff. But then again, on the flip side, it has the potential to be the biggest show of all time. So, you know, it looks like HBO is going all in with the cost of this show. However, this figure contradicts earlier reporting by the outlet. So it does look like there's some sort of contradictory figures here, but you know, going on the assumption that this is true, this figure of 100 million per episode, insane beyond belief. So with an estimated 8 episodes per season planned over 7 seasons, one for each of the books, that puts the total production budget at approximately 4.2 billion, or about 5.4 billion US dollars at the current exchange rates. However, previous Daily Mail reporting alleged a full 10 seasons of the show, which at the latest report budget would put the cost around 8 billion. That's insane! 8 billion. So, if you think of a big Hollywood budget movie costing around 200 million, that's 40 Hollywood budget movies that could be priced, you know, at the same cost. 40 Hollywood movies, that's insane. I don't know how to wrap my head around it. But anyway, let's go over to X quickly and read this post here. So this comes to us from Brett Dazovic, I think that's how you say it. HBO is going to spend 75 million an episode on the Harry Potter streaming show for streaming. They're saying 75 million. That's in UK currency. If you do 7 seasons, 8 episodes per season, 600 million per season. Roughly 4.2 billion total just to dump it on HBO Max. And yeah, we've got the reporting down here. The HBO TV show is said to be costing £75 million per episode. And the 3 child actors could land themselves even bigger fortunes than the original stars. Yeah, these like 10, 11-year-old kids are going to be rich, like beyond belief. It's going to be insane. But this just blows my mind beyond belief. The fact that they're spending this amount of money is kind of crazy when you think about it. 4.2 billion just to dump it on HBO Max. So, the thing that's always, you know, kind of, you know, bewildered me as well, even though this is a streaming show, why do they not release the streaming show in the cinemas as well? Like, you could group this show together. Imagine, like, in 3 episode blocks. So you could dump 3 episodes together, which would be like, you know, the length of a big Hollywood movie, and then put it in the cinemas so people can choose to watch it on streaming, or they could watch it in 3 episode blocks in the cinema on a big screen. Why not do that? That would be a great kind of way of releasing this show. I would love to see this in the cinema, like a big screen going experience, rather than watching it on HBO Max. And I think they should give people the option to do that. I think it makes sense. So let's keep going here. If true, this would place Harry Potter firmly in the upper echelon of the most expensive TV productions ever made. It would even exceed Amazon's Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, which we already kind of spoke about. which reportedly cost around $465 million for its first season, though total franchise cost, including the rights acquisition, pushed the Rings of Power overall bill north of $1 billion. Yeah, just to go off on a tangent for a second, the fact that the Rings of Power cost over $1 billion because they had to spend a ridiculous amount to get the rights for the show is just crazy in itself. But that's a big if. So, conflicting reports on budget and series length. So, according to February 2024 report from the Daily Mail, Warner Bros. Discovery initially planned for 10 consecutive seasons of Harry Potter, with a budget of approximately $200 million per season. At the estimate, the full production cost would be around $2 billion US, putting it on par with HBO's other high-budget offerings like House of the Dragon. So, we'll just read this bit highlighted in blue here. So, with every single episode of the much-anticipated production expected to cost a staggering £75 million, landing a lead role in the series has been described as winning the lottery. Yeah, I mean, winning the lottery is exactly how you would describe it. I mean, Harry Potter is one of the biggest, if not the biggest IP in the world. Instantly recognizable. I guarantee there's not one person on this planet who doesn't know what Harry Potter is. Unless you're like a tribe who lives in the Amazon jungle somewhere, but that's an exception to the rule. Every single person knows what this IP is, and it's going to be one of the biggest shows in history. And the fact you landing a role, that's absolutely like winning the lottery. Exactly true what it said. So, the new report from the Daily Mail in May 2025 presents a drastically different figure. Yeah, but I mean, as time goes on, I mean, of course these reports are going to change as more accurate information comes to light. The latest estimate claims the series will cost £75 million per episode, equivalent to roughly $101 million US at the current exchange rates. If the show follows an 8-episode season model, that would mean over $800 million US per season, and a full $8 billion over 10 seasons, far exceeding the earlier projection. It's important to note that while the Daily Mail reported that the series would span 10 seasons, other sources, including statements from Warner Bros. Discovery executives, have only indicated a plan for a decade-long production without specifying the exact number of seasons. Yeah, I do remember hearing that there was going to be 10 seasons. They were going to potentially split some of the books across multiple seasons, because obviously having 10 seasons is more than the amount of books there are, so they would have to split some of the books into multiple seasons, which would make sense. They'd probably do that for the Deathly Hallows like they did with the movies, split that across 2 seasons because it's such a big story. So we'll have to wait and see how the format actually pans out. Are they going to have 7 seasons or 8 seasons? Is it going to be 10? We'll have to wait and see. But either way, the production cost is going to be crazy. So, with no official season count confirmed by HBO, the total budget remains speculative. But even at 7 seasons, the overall cost could rise beyond $5.4 billion US, making Harry Potter the most expensive television series ever produced in terms of total expenditure. So, as of the writing, Warner Bros. Discovery has not addressed this discrepancy between the 2 budget reports, nor clarified the final season structure. So, high cost and divided audience. The potential scale of investment for either report, if the Daily Mail is to be believed, suggests Warner Bros. Discovery is betting heavily on the Harry Potter franchise to become the flagship offering for HBO and its streaming platform on HBO Max. However, the project faces considerable headwinds before cameras even roll. Guys, I'm not going to get into this casting decisions. We know the casting. We know the adult casting. The trio has just been cast as well. I've done a video on that a few days ago. I'll link it in the description. I'm not going to go into it in this video about the casting decisions because that's a whole nother topic. So I'm just going to avoid that for now. We also have the J.K. Rowling backlash. That's a whole nother video. You guys know about that. She advocates against trans, she talks about trans rights, and that's the big kind of backlash. We already know that. So I'm just going to skip across that for now. And we're going to get back on topic to what we were talking about. So is profitability possible? Spending this amount of money, how do they expect to make a return on their investment? That's the big question. So, with projected costs between $2 to $8 billion for the entire run, the Harry Potter series will require exceptional subscriber growth. Merchandising revenue and global licensing deals to become profitable. Warner Bros. Discovery has not yet disclosed specific monetization strategies or advertising models for the series. Yeah, I mean, $2 to $8 billion for this show. They're going to have a hell of a lot of new subscribers on HBO. They're going to have to sell a lot of this show when it comes to licensing to other streaming platforms. And also, they're going to have to sell a hell of a lot of merchandising in order to make their money back. So, I'm sure they've got an economic plan of how to make money back. Otherwise, they wouldn't be spending this amount of money. So, filming is scheduled to begin this summer with casting for the core trio. Dominic McLaughlin, Arabella Stanton and Alistair Stout as Ron, recently confirmed. Like I said, I did a video about that. It's linked in the description, guys. Check it out. Very, very interesting announcement. The show is expected to premiere in 2026. So, do you believe the Daily Mail today or 2024 in regard to the Harry Potter HBO series budget? Do you believe either? Sound off in the comments and let us know. So that's kind of where we are, guys. So, reported budget 2 to 8 billion, which would make it the most expensive show ever made, surpassing Amazon's Lord of the Rings. Is just insane beyond belief, like how much they're going to be spending on this show. And the kids who have been cast in the trio, they're now worldwide famous. They're going to make bank. They're going to make so much damn money when it comes to their pay packets. We have the casting confirmed for the adults as well. So a lot of news coming out about this show. But guys, jump into the comment section and let me know what you think about the breakdown of this budget. And potentially spending anywhere from 75 million to 100 million on each episode as well. Which is, I just don't even know how to... I should say 75 million pounds to 100 million US dollars. Little mistake there. That's what I meant. 75 million pounds to 100 million dollars when you exchange the rate. But yeah, that price tag for each episode there is a small movie price tag just for one episode, which is insane. So let me know what you think, your thoughts, comments, and opinions. Thanks so much for joining me here, guys. I know there was a lot of reading to get to, but I appreciate your patience with me. And make sure you hit the like button before you leave, consider becoming a subscriber, and hit that notification bell so you stay up to date with all the Harry Potter news we have going on the channel into the future, because there's going to be a lot more news coming out soon about this show, I'm sure. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video.